Thank you very much for coming. I'm Bill Manger, Mayor of the Village of Southampton. I have today Principal Benson and Dr. Epley, both from the Intermediate School here in Southampton on Leland Lane. So welcome. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for escaping the school for a brief moment today. But this is the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I want to know what you guys are doing at the school to get involved in that, and then we're also going to talk about the time capsule that you're doing. But maybe I'll just have you say a few words about this special year and what you guys have in store.
Well, definitely. I mean, for the district, we've been planning pretty much since January 1. I think we're planning a bigger event around September, around Constitution Day.
Excellent.
So making sure that we have a robust assembly program for that time. And then throughout this year, we've been highlighting the different locations on the East End where our students can go visit and get stamps along the America 250. So using the shared resources, really highlighting what we have out here, out East.
That's excellent. And do you ever have classes that go to Washington, D.C.? I think when I was in intermediate school, we did a trip to Washington, D.C. Do you ever do that?
Not recently. That is something that we've been working on the last couple of years. Since the pandemic, a lot of our overnight trips that were those staple trips in the intermediate school kind of went away. And so in the last couple of years, we've been having those conversations about getting the interest back to go to Philadelphia, going to D.C., Boston.
I think it would be great because I remember going to Washington and going to the archives and seeing the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution that you just mentioned, like in the cases, and it's just kind of amazing to see them, like in a case. These are the documents that were founded the country and set the nation up. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about the time capsule. So this was something that had been mentioned to me, but I'd like to know how you guys got so engaged and wanted to participate in this with your students.
Yeah, so someone from the village reached out to us, and we were honored that we had the invitation. Yeah. I think it's a great age group. We're grades 5 through 8 in our building, so we can really capture what life is like for students from ages 10 to 14 at this time period. So,
So why do you think it's important, and what are some of the examples of things that some of the students say they would like to put into the time capsule to represent 2026 in Southampton?
So we reached out to all the teachers, the grade levels. Each grade level is going to be doing a different type of project, whether it be a reflection, what it's like for students in this time period, a letter to the future, things like that.
Oh, that's great.
And then we're trying to get the dimensions of the time capsule because students are interested in bringing in personal items.
Right.
Hopefully, not too big, but something small that represents who they are and what it's like growing up in Southampton in 2026. So. Yeah.
No, that's great. And so is there anything that stands out that they have an interest in putting into the time capsule?
Nothing that rang a bell. I mean, just as middle school administrators, we definitely see the kids bringing in different toys and gadgets and little things that are popular right now.
Do any of them want to be creative and write stories or draw pictures or anything like that? Because I think that would be kind of fun to see what children or young adults do in Southampton here in 2026, because the idea of a time capsule, as you know, is to open it 50 years hence and then see how relevant and what you learn from what people did in 2026 in the future.
I think they're definitely working on art projects, working on reflection pieces and letters and messages. One thing that we're going to put in there is obviously our yearbook. I think would be a great thing to put in there, as well as certain different projects in classrooms and everything. So,
well, I think it's wonderful to involve these young people with the community. I think this is one way they can interact with the community. But I'd like to ask you. I think you also have like a community day. Could you talk about that a little bit, Principal Benson?
We have May 27th is our Community Service Day. So around Dr. King Day, we had all of our students kind of sign up for different projects that they were going to be interested in doing a day of service, knowing that it would be a date in the future where it would be a little warmer so we can get outside, get into the community. And so next week on the 27th, our students will try to fulfill their pledge to do community service and give back. And so we'll be at the village ambulance, the fire department, we'll be at the beaches doing cleanups.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We'll be all over the village doing our projects in small groups. The intermediate school will be everywhere and anywhere. And then in the morning, they'll have a leadership training assembly. So they'll do a little leadership training, and then we're framing it leadership through service.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be great. The village appreciates any help we can get, especially from young people that want to be involved with the community. I think that's a great way to involve them. And again, teach them something about service and the history of the village, because I think it's important for them to learn about where the place where they come to school every day, and what has transpired here over the past centuries. Because Southampton was already in existence when they were signing the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia. So it's kind of interesting to see the evolution over time of what that means to the community. And I think if you can involve the students in that, that can really resonate very loudly with them. So what do you think people are going to learn in 50 years when they open up this time capsule and they see what your students put in it here this year?
Well, I can probably a neato or some sort of a squishy thing will probably be in there. That's going to confuse everybody 50 years from now. What is this cube? So that'll perplex people 50 years from now for sure.
Yeah. That's going to be great. And we're going to locate the time capsule. We're going to bury it in Moses Park, which is actually our newest park in the village, really. And, Mr. Epley, that was done by your father. Your father was really instrumental in acquiring that land with the help of the Community Preservation Fund so that we would have that land in the village preserved forever. And it's going to be an active park. So we actually have installed bocce courts. We've installed a playground. The playground, even though we're not quite finished with the park, is already getting use by some of the young families that live in that area and the western part of the village. And so that's great to see. But I think that's a great spot to, again, bury this time capsule as a representative of something that was going on in the village in 2026, so that then when they open it 50 years hence, in the park, they'll say, wow, let's just find it interesting to see what was going on at this time when this park was sort of brand new.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've been over there to check it out yet.
I do. I bring my kids there all the time. We walk the track, the loop out there.
Excellent.
Yeah, my parents live right there, so we walk over with them. all the
Well,
time.
watch out. There are a few ticks if you get off the track.
Yeah, no,
But anyway, I think it's going to be a great addition to the village. And, I really appreciate you guys working with our young people and as educators and really helping them to learn about the community and history and what it means to be, going to school here in the village of Southampton. But, I'd love to hear if you have any additional things that you'd like to add, Mr. Benson, anything, you'd like to add to the whole perspective here.
Yeah, no, that's a big part of our vision for our intermediate school students is that there's that piece to community and giving back and leading through empathy and kindness. And as a part of that, we still have our community pantry, which we opened last year. And so that's something that we're a point of pride, working with Heart of Hamptons, working with the village to make sure that that is a resource for members in our community, that our school children are able to help maintain and stock and keep it up and have that as an ongoing resource for everybody. So that's something that we're also, as a point of pride for our school, what we're working towards.
Excellent. Mr. Epley, what would you like to add?
I think the pantry's been very successful. Part of what we're trying to build here is we're doing themes of the month each month. So each theme we have a different. Right now it's leadership, so it kind of ties into the community service. We try to do assemblies and we try to bring the kids together and really get the community involved because they live in such a beautiful place with a lot of history.
In one of those assemblies. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we had you in for the welcome back January kickoff 2026. So thank you for.
I enjoyed it. But we also have a huge 4th of July parade this year. And I understand that a lot of your students are going to participate in that. And so we're obviously all getting geared up for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, we're going to, would you tell us what some of your students are going to be involved with, how they're going to be involved in the 4th of July parade?
A lot of our students do Little League. Little League always has a great float each year, and different organizations in the community. So you're going to see a lot of intermediate school kids marching in the parade, participating. We have a lot of Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, and within the schools, junior firefighters, ambulance. So it's just it's a great event.
That's great. No, everyone loves the 4th of July parade, but this year we're going to try and make it bigger and better than ever since it's the 250th. It only comes around once. So I think it's going to be very exciting. And I want to thank both of you guys for taking time out of your school day to come in here and talk to me for a little bit about what's going on with the students and, again, the time capsule and celebrating the 250 years of the United States. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anytime.
Thank you very much, Dr. Epley.